Greetings, this is Mike Page, and I'm going to be giving a walkthrough of Twilight Imperium III edition by Fantasy Flight Games. The purpose of this is to help new players become ready for their very first playtime of this great game. The first thing that we see is that there are race cards in this game. This game is about galactic conquest. The Empire has fallen, many years have passed since the last Great War, and all the great species and races of the past are starting to re-emerge to recreate a brand new Imperium. So let's start by looking at the race cards. There's 10 different playable races in this game, and each one has their own unique abilities and feel. They're very, very different from one another. So here's the Sardak Nior. These are the giant alien bugs who are very much aggressive. So they're always wanting to be attacking, and they have abilities to have extra attacks. Next we have the Ixcha Kingdom. These are the reptile people, and they are the diplomats of the game. Then you have the Yssaril tribes. These are the spies and the assassin race. The Barony of Letnev are the industrialists. Universities of Jolnar, these are the intellectuals, lots and lots of technology and research with this race. The Emirates of Hakan, these are the traders. They have a lot of bonuses for trading, very easy to get resources with this race. Then we have the Federation of Sol, these are the humans. We have the Nalu Collective, these are the telepaths. This is the L1Z1X MineNet, or the Lixix MineNet, and these are the cyborgs. And then we have the Mentak Coalition, and the Mentak Coalition are basically a bunch of pirates. They get to steal resources from other players during the game. When we start the game, the first thing that happens is we get dealt a random system, and there are 10 of these systems for each of the 10 races. So this is the starting system for each race. You get dealt one randomly, so you don't get to pick which race that you are playing. So here you see we have like the Mentak Coalition and the Universities of Jolnar and the Emirates of Hakan. So there's one for each of those starting races. So you'll get that. And this is what the pieces of the board are that we're going to build in just a little bit. So we would shuffle those up, and we would deal one out to each player. So we're going to shuffle these up here a little bit. This is what they look like on the back. So we'll shuffle these up a little bit. And in a 6-player game, we would deal out 6 of these to the different players. Alright, so we've got 6 of these dealt out. And we'll just kind of flip them over and see what races we're playing here. So the Lixix MineNet, the Nalu Collective, Universities of Jolnar, Emirates of Hakan, the Yssaril tribes, and the Sardak Nor would be the 6 races. So you as a player would have gotten dealt one of these starting races. Okay, and then with each race we have the race card that I was just showing you. So the next thing is you would get that race card. So you would put that out in front of you. And for purposes of this demonstration, we'll go ahead and pick the Sardak Nor to be your player. And then these other ones will be in the game against you. And we'll use this to kind of set up the board and go through some practice turns and such so you can learn the game a little more quickly. This would be your starting planet. You'll see on these that this one has 2 planets on it. You'll have a planet name, and then you'll have a resource value. So this planet is worth 1 resource or production, and then you have an influence value. Influence is used in the politics part of the game. And then down here, the other planet in the system has 3 production value and 1 influence. So that would be the Sardak Nor's starting planet. Now, you would also get then the starting counters and things for your race. Here they are. You would also get a bag full of counters. We'll go over what's in the bag here in a little bit. But also each of these planet hexes here, each of the game board hexes, each planet on there comes with a planet card. So here we would have the cards for those 2 planets, and you would get those in your hand as well. And it tells you the name of the planet, gives you a little bit of flavor text on the card, and then it also shows the resource, production, and the political value for each planet. And you'll have these in front of you as you play so that you'll have that for a reference. And then we're able to use these resources and influence at different points in the game and keep track of what we've used already. You'll also get trade agreement cards for each race, and they have different values depending on the race. The Sardak Nor have 2 trade agreement cards. One is worth 2 trade goods, and one is worth 1 trade good. And we'll talk more about trade good cards later. The other things you'll get in your bag are some supply tokens, and on the back side there's a little spaceship for your fleet tokens. We'll talk about that more later as well. And then you also get some little flags with your symbol on it that you use to mark areas you control on the board. So that's basically what you get in there. You get a stack of all of that stuff. Alright, after you get your starting race and you get all the goodies that you got in that bag, then everybody picks a color of pieces to use. And you can use any color that you want. There's 6 different colors to choose from. We're going to pick red here for our game. And there's all sorts of things inside of this bag here. You have a set of technology cards, and you can research different technologies in the game. And these different technologies will allow you to do different things throughout the game. So there's lots and lots of different technologies that you can research. We'll talk about them more later. Each race has the same technology deck. They have a separate deck of these, but they have exactly the same things in them that you can research. So you get those. And then you also get a whole bunch of different plastic pieces here. You have dreadnoughts, some big ships. You have the ultimate ship in the War Sun. It's kind of like your Death Star kind of a ship. You get 2 of those in your bag. You get 6 of these dreadnoughts in your bag. You have carriers. Carriers allow you to transport fighters or troops around, and here's an example of a fighter. You have a bunch of those. And then these little flags here, they look like little flags. These are your ground troops, your soldiers. Okay? You also have destroyers. These little guys here are destroyers. You have cruisers, kind of a Battlestar Galactica looking ship, but it's a cruiser. And you have these guys are planetary defense units. They will shoot as well as shields. So planetary defense units that you can put on planets. These are your space docks that allow you to build more units in your system. So you have a whole bunch of all of this stuff. You can see there's quite a few pieces that you get of plastic, and everybody has the same number and types of ships in their bag, in their arsenal.